Welcome to another episode of America the Beautiful, our tour of the national parks in the United States. In this episode, we are going to southwest Utah to check out Zion National Park. Zion National Park is in the midst of just an incredibly beautiful part of the country. There are numerous national parks in that area, and Zion is arguably the most famous and most definitely the one that is visited the most in that area. It's close to a city, which makes it very convenient. It's nearby to St. George, Utah, so it's easily accessible and very convenient to explore. It was such a popular place that they've had to implement a public transportation system just to be able to access the main part of the park. So you are not able to use a private vehicle to drive into the main area, which is Zion Canyon, which is a beautiful, incredible, massive canyon. Not quite the same scope of the Grand Canyon, but highly underrated as one that just has some great views and some pretty awe-inspiring and powerful dimensions when you get inside of it. But you can't drive up through it most of the year. You've got to take their bus system to get to different stops along the way, which makes it really convenient, and it's actually a lot better for the environment there. But you are somewhat restricted if you want to check out the main part of the canyon. But then once you get in there are plenty of options at the mini stops that you can go to. We chose to backpack in from one of those stops and spend the night up in the park. Just picked a spot to set up our tent, and you can definitely find a peaceful, quiet, totally secluded space to have a private experience there in Zion National Park. Another popular thing to do is take the bus all the way to the end and do the Narrows hike, where you're going through very, very narrow, appropriate name, slot canyons, which is a pretty unique thing to do as well. Another thing we chose to check out, that's probably the most intense hike you can do there, is Angel's Landing, which is about a 4-hour hike up a giant rock, and you get to the top and you're almost at the highest point there in the canyon, and from there you can just see everything and take it all in. It's a difficult hike. There's some parts where you gotta grab and pull yourself up along chains and things like that to move along. It's pretty crowded as well, so it can get dangerous. But if you can handle it, I would highly recommend it as a physical, intense, and just really great way to see the very popular park, but for good reason. And of course, there's many areas outside of Zion Canyon that are part of the national park that you can explore. There were actually a lot of settlers and pioneers that frequented the area, and there are old cabins and old architecture that you can explore and experience if you're into that kind of history as far as the United States goes. So much to do, very convenient, a great park to check out, and it's very family friendly and for people of all ages as well, just because of its accessibility and convenience. So go to Zion National Park in southwest Utah. Try to hit up a bunch of those parks if you can, but definitely get to Zion. It's one of the best. It's beautiful, it is awe-inspiring, and it is well worth it. So check out Zion National Park. That's it for this episode of America the Beautiful. We'll be back with another national park on our tour. I'm Jimmy Mack. See you then.